Hello guys, girls and everything else. This is another kind of test video. I'm pretty sure my door is closed. Enough. So yeah, I wanted to watch this video. It's really good, but I realized it's like 4 hours long and I need to make a video for Friday and Saturday. So then I can once again record like 4 videos on Saturday and then record like 3 videos on Sunday to keep the cycle of optimal algorithm going. So yeah, let's react to it. My personal favorite Pokemon is probably Malamar because it just seems cool to me. And please do not pay attention to the sounds in the background.
This is Pokemon.
Yeah.
This is also Pokemon. But what is best Pokemon? Well, Pokemon are like these little cool creatures that can range from a fire horse to literally just a keychain. Who do they let design this? I don't know. All right, there are 108 Pokemons plus a little bit more, and here's a lot of them. But which one
Yes.
is most compatible to be the #1 best?
It's probably Malamar. I mean, most likely, if I were to design the game, I would probably make Psychic Resist Fairy, and then Malamar would be only weak to, Bug, which once again makes Bug type Pokemon more viable, and also Malamar itself is a bulky Pokemon that has an ability that reverse all of the statistics it gets. So, for example, if you use huge power, I mean not huge power, but superpower, then you get also boost to the statistics, which essentially makes Malamar a very cool Pokemon.
Pokemon of all the other Pokemons? It's that one. That one right there. Do you see it?
Why? Literally, Vaporeon just like. Only thing Vaporeon really does is shows how bad Pikachu is.
Alright, Vaporeon. But what is Vaporeon?
Yes.
Well, what does it do? Alright, Vaporeon is like Eevee.
Yes.
But what is Eevee?
It's
Eevee
like an
evolves
Eevee.
into 8 different things. But that one right there,
I mean, technically for personal use, Vaporeon could only like, for example, be used as a shower and as a water source. Personally, I think that out of evolutions themselves, the best one is probably Jolteon. It's probably Jolteon because of free electricity.
that one's the best. The other ones are not good, and I will explain why. Jolteon, electricity, too spiky. Alright,
Wait, too spiky. Too spiky. Listen, this is like with hair gel, but it's just innate. While Vaporeon is slippery. Vaporeon is all slippery and also scaly. And scales are more likely to actually cause spikes than cause any kind of cuts than hair spikes.
fire hazard. Not safe to have around the house, definitely. Alright, Umbreon. Very cool, but it's very scary. As you can see from this one line on the wiki, it kills spray by biting into its throat before eating the corpse.
Yeah, but that's just what normal animals do. Vaporeon probably does this, but just underwater.
That's just a little bit much.
Because Vaporeon is underwater, so Vaporeon needs to bite and do stuff like that to actually sustain itself underwater. While, for example, Jolteon can just like fry it with electricity, fry the play with electricity. So yeah, Umbreon It's just like Vaporeon, but less slippery.
Leafeon. Too much dirt. I don't like it. It's not
There's no dirt on Leafeon.
clean. All right, Sylveon. This one looks dumb, and I don't like it.
Hey, it kind of looks dumb, but seriously, listen. It has ribbons that can be used as arms. So, it can like hunt over like snacks to you while you do some while you do something else. It can pay your taxes. It can calculate your taxes for you, probably. I mean, it's still just an animal, but it realizes human talk, speech, so yeah, it could technically do that, but even if not that, it can just throw stuff over to you. And once again, Vaporeon, even if the Vaporeon tried, then, it's too slippery to hold anything.
All right, Glaceon is
Okay, Glaceon is just horrible. Here I agree. Glaceon is bad. Oh yeah, also I forgot to talk about Flareon, and Flareon is not a fire hazard. Unless you provoke it to do so. Unless you're dumb, then it should be safe.
too cold. Espeon, purple.
You just, this man is putting arguments against himself right now. Like purple is the best color. Literally, and over here, this guy, this guy is just 7 but better. It can literally it. I'm 100% sure that it can calculate your taxes.
All right, so Vaporeon is awesome though. It's 3 foot and 3 inches and 64 pounds.
Yeah. Listen. As I said, I don't hate Vaporeon, but compared to pretty much most of the other evolutions, I think, like, compared to Espeon, Sylveon, and most importantly Jolteon, it doesn't compare. It doesn't compare. I mean, unless you just like have problems, you live in Africa, or you live in like a African part that does not have water, or you really like sushi, then there's no point, I think.
Of awesome and just really cool,
Tell
and
me,
I'm gonna show you why.
explain me.
I also made this pumpkin of Vaporeon.
Yeah, bro, that's just like Lithium but can't move
I did not
over
steal, and
here.
I made it myself. Yeah. Anyways, Vaporeon facts. So Vaporeon has a high base HP. So let's say you got a
Yeah,
Charmandizard.
wait. What is its what is its base HP? It's mostly male. It's literally called showers. You literally have a shower that can be turned into sushi. Wait. Bubble jet bubble jet. It's literally a bubble jet Pokemon. Yeah, let me see statistics. Wait. Am I just? Am I just? Oh yeah. Obvious. EV spread is. Wait. Oh no. It's over here. Once again. Over here, see, you have weaknesses and resistances. Sure, it can resist all these things, but it's weak to electric, and we live in an electricity, right? And also, like I said, um, it doesn't really have any electric type moves. Its move pool or any, for example, doesn't have too much moves. For example, it does have some psychic type moves, but you know, most of them are not really damaging or anything. So yeah, it's 130, and I'm going to compare it to other 130 in health, but it just wait. I'ma just go back. I'ma just add all of these things together. For its defensive capabilities, it's 130, but it has a weak defense, weak physical defense. Okay, okay. Low base attack. It has decent special attack, but it has low defense of 60. Let's go to Jolteon for a second. Yet again, it also has a decently low defense, and it has not really too good HP stat, but it has speed of 130. And let me over here show you a pretty cool thing that is called bow. Give me the ball. Give me give me ball. Yes, Electro Ball. As you can see, Electro Ball move over here. As we know, this move deals damage depending on your speed. So you know, and your speed is pretty important already in competitive Pokemon, where you need to move first in front of that, and also you have a move that basically deals extra damage during it. Only the difference is that Vaporeon is good against ground types that Jolteon is weak against. But you know, ground is a pretty strong type. Although I don't know if you have like Magnet Rise or something as this one, but you know, throwing it in a mix to counter water and counter flying types, especially Gyarados, because Gyarados is strong, and right now Tatsugiri with Dondozo is a very strong duo. So, you know, not only you move really fast, but you also can deal a lot of damage to Dondozo by putting out super effective moves against it. The other one is for Leafeon, but Leafeon is not really that good. Or Glaceon with Freeze Ride, but no kidding, Glaceon is just horrible. So, yeah.
And there's this Glaceon here, and
Glaceon is
Charmandazard
horrible.
uses the flamethrower. It's dead.
Yeah, but you know, there are things like huge power via with Azumarill, and someone can use skill swap and get a boost from huge power. So so in that case, you can only do so much, and you need to use either your base normal defense, or you need to use, you know, speed to defeat it.
Dead now. It doesn't survive
That's the
because
point
it's
for
bad,
Jolteon.
and it doesn't have a high base HP. But now let's say they got a Bulbasaur, and you got a Vaporeon, and then Bulbasaur uses flamethrower. Bam! Vaporeon unaffected.
Yeah.
Then Vaporeon uses Surf and goes and then hits the
Yes.
Charizard, one-shotting it, killing it, and then all
It wouldn't. Charizard also has a base defense, and as we know it, you should have some rock type coverage because you probably have a lot of some fighting types, and pretty much every fighting type can learn some sort of rock type move.
that's left is a Vaporeon, which is super cool. All right, and that's not all. See, it also has this ability called Acid Armor. So you remember those Metapods
Yeah.
where you used to have your Pidgey, and then they just kept using Harden, 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 and Harden, and you'd tackle them 100 times and they wouldn't die, and it was really annoying. And then you'd ask your big brother to get the controller, and he'd tell you to go, okay, go away. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. So Vaporeon has something called Acid Armor, which raises the defense by 2 stages. That's 2 times the power of Harden.
Yeah, but your defense is already very low. So what's the point? While Vaporeon can learn agility via leveling, you don't even need to use TMs. And you have agility, which increases your speed by 2 stages, which also not only increases your normal speed, but it also increases the damage that your Electro Ball does. And even if you do meet some sort of, Ground type Pokemon, then you should have others covered with some other type Pokemon. So yeah, you have, for example, Trade Blaze. It's a physical type move, so it's not all that good. But it should at least, at the very least, deal some damage to a ground type move, to a ground type Pokemon. Uh, and it will also make you faster. So yeah, and also we have stored power for all these other pesky types, where you can essentially like fight others with stored power, because you will have so many boosts using Trailblaze and agility. So not only your ball will be very strong, but you will also have that very cool thing. And also you can set up a light screen, which will be pretty good. So yeah, both of them have Calm Mind, but Vaporeon already has a decent defense. So yeah,
Wow, isn't that crazy? Vaporeon is also a fish. So, I hear you
yeah. It's a fish.
saying, what does that matter? Well, a fish can go in the water. So, if Vaporeon is fish, that means Vaporeon can go in water.
Yeah.
Alright?
But there's this thing that my uncle used to like when we were fishing. And and he used to fish like this. And he just used to like put a very big battery inside of like the lake, and that's how we
Wait,
got this.
there's more. Vaporeon is also mammal, and Vaporeon can also go on land too. So, it's like
How do you know it's a mammal and also a fish? Then wouldn't that just make it an amphibian with scales?
like a frog, but cooler because it's Vaporeon. Vaporeon can also save your life in the right situation. Let me show you. So let's say you're a trainer and you're stranded out in the desert and there's no hope of rescue and there's no people around.
But with Jolteon can mine you Bitcoin, and Jolteon can also charge your phone. And in a situation that you die, it can keep you alive by just shocking you with electricity to like make your heart move again.
You. All right, and now let's say you got a Charizard. What is he gonna do? Nothing. He sucks. He knows Flamethrower and does nothing else. Bad Pokemon doesn't help. But now let's say you got a Vaporeon. Bam, infinite free water, and you won't die of dehydration. But you probably will still.
Not infinite free water. Every move has PP. Every move has some kind of PP, so it's not like um, infinite free water. But yet again, Jolteon is really fast. So it can take you away from the desert really fast, especially if it uses agility. So
Die because you're stranded, but you'll live for longer because you have a Vaporeon, so it saved your life. Let's say that's you and you're in a burning building. Well, you got a Gyarados. That's just gonna use Flamethrower and make the problem even worse. So that sucks. That's out. But let's say, hey, wait, you have a Vaporeon. Vaporeon can use like Ice Beam or Surf, and then bam, you are saved.
yeah, but with Jolteon, Jolteon, after you just jump off the building and die, it can restart your heart.
And there's no problem at all because the Vaporeon saved you. Also, like, I know I hear what you're saying, but no, there's other water-type Pokemon, like Blastoise, like Pikachu over here, who is a water-type Pokemon. But Vaporeon has this ability called Water Absorb, which absorbs the power of other water-type moves. So that means Vaporeon could beat other water-type Pokemon in fights. So that
Yeah, but the Electro Ball yet again, like your Vaporeon doesn't have balls. You need your balls of electricity to like do good, especially that it's my balls are super effective against the Vaporeon.
that means that it is better. Because if you have one Pokemon and another Pokemon, and this one can beat that one, that makes it the better Pokemon. It's just a fact.
Yeah, but Jolteon can easily beat Vaporeon, and Vaporeon can only try to use Matsa, but it's not 100% accurate. And yet again, very fast.
For example,
Yes.
that's why Charmander is the best starter, because he can beat Bulbasaur, and then Squirtle can't beat Bulbasaur. So it just goes to show how good he is. And then Bulbasaur can beat Squirtle, which is something that Charmander can beat, so it just shows he's the best. Pikachu. Alright, there's nothing important in this slide here. I really wouldn't pay any attention to this. Alright, so Pokemon, it's Pokemon 134. But why is that important, I hear you saying? What does that have to do with it?
Number 100, number 135 looks better, and the best number is 137. You can even see 137. See, there are both buses. 137 meaning of number 137. And you see angel number, so it's from the sky. That means that number 137 is way better, and from the sky also shoots lightning, so it's like Jolteon is number 137 technically. But if we actually check the numbers of like Pokemon in the Pokédex, then there's Flareon, and 137 is Porygon, and yet again Porygon is just like made of data and or data, and Porygon, if you can just like restart it, like it's made of data, which is just electricity, so which means that Vaporeon has control over Porygon, and Porygon is number 137, so it's the best Pokemon ever. So yeah, and Jolteon is in the middle between both of the Flareon and this, so yeah, Jolteon beat Jolteon beats Vaporeon, and Vaporeon beats Flareon. That means that Jolteon is better than both of them.
Anything.
So yeah.
Well, because they ran out of ideas after around some random number. I don't know what it was. It's kind of controversial, whichever number you pick. But they ran out of ideas because they literally listen. It's literally just a trash bag, and they try and pass it off as a Pokemon. It's literally
No, no, Mac, like Mac is also like poop. Mac is poop.
trash. There's no other. So basically, they also just made a flamingo. That's just
Yeah, yeah, it would be way worse. I'm just waiting for people to like make a pigeon Pokemon that doesn't even have a real name, like some sort of like name it Pidgey.
just a flamingo. They used to, take an animal, add an element, bam, you got a Pokemon, Ponyta. You just have one more step. You have a flamingo, just add some kind of element to it, For example,
Yes.
you can take a fox, plus a dog, plus a cat, plus a fish, plus some water, bam, Vaporeon. Best Pokemon in the game. Absolutely amazing. But are there any downsides to Vaporeon? Well,
Yeah.
maybe just one. I think some people like Vaporeon too much, which just shows how cool Vaporeon is. Also, only a small percentage are subscribed, so if you can subscribe, it's
Jolteon. Jolteon is better. If you agree, then smash the subscribe button. Yeah, yes, subscribe to me.